Bonnie and Clyde, the outlaw lovers who defied America. They weren't just criminals. They weren't just fugitives. They were Bonnie and Clyde, the legendary outlaw lovers whose story blurred the line between romance and violence, rebellion and chaos. Our story begins in Dallas, Texas, 1930. Bonnie Parker was a 19-year-old waitress standing in her tiny kitchen, stirring a pot of beans when she met Clyde Barrow, a lean, confident young man who walked in as if the world already owed him something. Some say Bonnie was instantly hypnotized by him. Others say Clyde saw in Bonnie a fire he had never seen before. But what everyone agrees on is this: the moment their eyes met, history changed. This wasn't a love story built on flowers and promises. It was built on poverty, anger, and a deep hatred of the system. Clyde had already tasted prison, and he swore he would never go back. Bonnie? She was restless, a poet at heart, trapped in a life that offered her nothing but dust and loneliness. Clyde offered her danger and freedom, and she took it. Their first robberies weren't glamorous. Gas stations, rural stores, small banks with barely enough money to pay employees. But the newspapers didn't care. They turned the Barrow gang into folk heroes, rebels who fought against a system crushing ordinary people during the Great Depression. Pictures of Bonnie holding a cigar and posing with a gun spread like wildfire. She never smoked, but the image stuck. And suddenly, Bonnie became the symbol of a ruthless femme fatale she never actually was. Barrow gang traveled fast, slept little, and fought hard. Sometimes they escaped shootouts by inches. Imagine this scene: a dusty Texas road. Bonnie is behind the wheel of a stolen Ford V8, Clyde's favorite getaway car. Bullets punch holes in the windows. The engine screams. Clyde reloads his rifle, shouting directions. Bonnie drifts the car into a ditch, sending dust clouds into the sky as the police chase blindly behind. This wasn't Hollywood. This was survival. Clyde once crashed so badly that Bonnie's leg was burned almost to the bone. She could barely walk. Clyde carried her everywhere, into hideouts, across rivers, even during shootouts. For two outlaws living on the edge, this was their most human moment. The betrayal. But every legend has an ending, and theirs came with betrayal. A longtime associate tipped off the police. On the morning of May 23, 1934, Bonnie and Clyde were driving through a quiet Louisiana road. Birds were singing. The sky was calm. Then, a rustle in the bushes. 6 officers opened fire. 130 bullets. That's how many rounds were unleashed in less than 20 seconds. The outlaw lovers never stood a chance. When the smoke cleared, the legend of Bonnie and Clyde was sealed forever, not just as criminals, but as symbols of rebellion, tragedy, and a love story too wild for the world they lived in.